here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about for you? What's the very best thing? What's your favorite thing?
I think it's just being within these walls, right? Knowing people are there for you, knowing you're there for them, and just the richness of the things we do
Mm-hmm.
that condos don't do, apartments don't do, right? And our co-op in particular, the Perth Co-op, we really go over and above with a lot of these functions. And I think that's what makes ours feel so rich compared to a lot of the other co-ops.
Yeah.
What are some of the funniest or funnest events over the years you guys have gone to here?
Well, I remember in the past, we used to have some pretty fun barbecues. And then I remember a few years, we got into the water fights with the hose, and the next year we all came equipped with water guns, and we were just laughing and rolling
I
and
love
screaming
that.
and just joking around. And, you know, I know some of the parties in the rec room, sometimes I have a really silly nature. And I was giving Carmela a lap dance, and everybody was roaring and laughing.
Yes, the lap dance.
Yeah, and then I came in like I was a stripper. And oh yeah, and then we had these Halloween parties where we painted our faces crazy, and you know.
I remember.
Like
Yeah.
like we just
Oh,
had a
you
lot
were
of.
a youngster.
When we were younger, we just had a lot of fun doing crazy stuff, right? Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, it's good.
Do you ever
Fun.
miss it now? Like after, like,
Yeah,
because the
because now
personality.
it's not the same. There's different people. There's. I guess maybe at that time the people were just more like we were younger. We had more energy.
That makes a big difference.
And the kids, I find, like, now they're kind of growing up here, like, maybe your age and older, like in the early, they're not, I'm not saying they're not fun, I'm just saying they're not doing that. They're,
Yeah.
like, they're, you know,
The kids
they're
that
on
are
their
your age
computers,
wouldn't be
they're
doing
going to
this.
school, they're very serious. Where maybe back then we were more free and just having fun and
Yeah.
let's just have fun. And
It was all
right?
about fun at that time. And the kids that are like your age now,
I think they're more
they're
serious.
different.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same.
Different generation.
Yeah, people move in, people move out, right? So you get to know the first group, and then you get to know the second group, and then it's just like, you know, but it's always there, the fun times and
Yeah.
stuff, so the things you do. And then you try to do a lot
Different
more,
generations.
yeah, different generations, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's still all in one.
Yeah. What are some of the things you would like to see happen in the future at Perth Co-op?
Well, I would like to see more people putting an effort to volunteer,
Yeah.
as you do. And just maybe being more helpful to people, you know, really getting the government to really rally to build more co-ops, to make them realize how serious this is. Stop building condos that people can't afford. You keep saying, oh, we're gonna build condos, but in reality, yes, people can't afford that. You need to build affordable housing. So I would really like to see something happen in the future that way more co-ops are being built and way more people can enjoy what we're enjoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody should end up benefiting and appreciating what we, over the years, have witnessed.
Yeah.
And it makes you know, and the kids that are grown up now that are 18, 19, 20, that what they lived, we'd like to see this for the new kids that come in. And basically the same community within a community, right?
A lot of
watching out for each
a
other.
few.
Yeah.
A few children that grew up here with their parents, grew up, had their own children and still live here. So I like that sense of like, you know, well, I was brought up here, I liked it, so I'm gonna bring my kids up here.
Mhm.
But that won't always happen if we don't have enough
Yeah.
places to place them, right?
Well, you know, I was over at Bain Co-op.
Right.
They have an aging in place community, and I thought, that's brilliant.
Yes,
You know, like, because,
yeah.
you know, I had the same thought when I moved in. I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna move out, but this is great, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, but in order to do that, you might need committees, you might need, you know,
Yeah.
support outside
Well,
your
at
apartment.
one time, just recently, like, okay, we just turned 65, so,
Mm.
or,
Yeah,
we're over
yeah.
65. But, before that,
60
when
plus.
we were like 60-something, 61, we were concerned, like, what's gonna happen to us
Mhm.
when we turn 65? We've been here all these years, and at that point, CHPC was putting our subsidy to nothing. So we're like, well, we're gonna be seniors soon, we're not gonna be living on much money, so what's gonna happen to us?
Mhm.
Are they just gonna kick us out like, well, we were worried?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
But then somehow, thank God, Carmela, she got a good program within place, and we all got a good subsidy to keep us here. So we don't, because where would we go? We'd be living on the street basically.
Mhm.
Because we wouldn't be able to afford it out there,
Mhm.
unless 10 of us got together and,
Mhm.
you know, shared a big place or something, but.
We'd rent a mansion.
But, like, we were worried for a while because
Yeah,
the
we
government
were.
was taking away our subsidy that we had from the beginning.
Mhm.
They were slowly,
Mhm.
and then we found this new place that was willing to give, you know, people that needed it. So I was so happy for that. So
Mhm.
that was one good thing about aging.
Mhm.
There's more we could probably do, but,
Mm.
you know,
Cool.
look into
Yeah,
it.
so it's a good thing.
I say like stuff
It
like,
really is a good
you know,
thing.
like just getting more stuff to do with seniors when they get older. Sometimes they're stuck in their apartment.
Mhm.
They don't wanna get out or they can't.
Casino
So-
day trips.
Well,
Casino.
that's money, Rich.
No, I know, but we save up for a couple of months, you know, $20 here.
No, I mean
if
something that we
could.
could just do here where they can come down, but
Yeah,
like, you know,
I know.
and just for like the seniors so they feel like, okay, you know.
50s and 60s night, there we go.
Mhm.
Eh?
Yeah, like anything.
Mhm.
Cause sometimes like
Like, just sit around,
seniors, you know,
play the
like they're
50s and
bored, they don't have
60s.
family, their family's gone, grown away, or maybe their kids moved away.
Mhm.
And they're just at home sometimes and they need
Some fun.
some
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I
get
mean,
back to
we
the fun.
we like to follow the, well, Raptors. I am the basketball person.
Those are your posters, the Raptors night. Oh.
Yeah,
Sometimes we watch it in the rec room.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
I've
there's not a
been
lot
wanting
of
to
us.
go, yeah.
There's like maybe 6 or 7 regulars that come,
Yeah.
right?
That's awesome.
but we
But,
try to
appreciate
do, yeah.
Or if you like another sport or whatever you're into.
Hockey,
Yeah, we need to get a hockey one going. I would go to those.
especially if my Boston Bruins are playing.
Well, there you go,
That's
Frida,
my
you can
team.
do the hockey, so you can do the basketball.
Yeah, that's, I know Shelley and I got together on that one, and we tried
Oh, yeah.
to, you know, start that
Mhm.
sense of more of a, well, I know there's people in here who love sports, right? But it's not always easy to schedule,
Mhm.
right? Because of kids going to school the next day, some of their games are later games, and,
Mhm.
you know, it's hard, but we
Yeah.
try to work something out.
That's actually the reason why I wasn't able to attend any of your guys' one, because I would see the poster. I'm like, okay, tonight's the night. The Raptors are playing. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna watch with Shelly. I didn't know anyone else was doing it at the time. And then the next day I would be told, oh, there's an exam you have the next day, and I was like, I can't.
No, and
Well,
this
maybe
is
we
the
should
way
think
we're-
about that, and maybe have 1 or 2, because they play on Friday night, Saturday night too.
Some, well, yeah,
So
Yeah,
maybe
some.
like, I'm not saying every time, because
Yeah.
we have to switch the days up.
Yeah.
we could do a once a month Raptor,
Yeah.
sporting event, and then we could do,
Weekend.
Oh, you really are filming over here, sorry.
oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
And maybe then do a hockey, like
Yeah.
the Leafs and another team, like.
And just put up signs to say who's interested in, like,
Yeah.
hockey, how many people, right?
Mhm.
If you wanna do it if like, oh, well, no one comes or one person.
Call it sports night.
I like that.
I think no one knows like it's happening. Like people know on the elevator, but they don't know like if you say 7 people are constantly coming, then
Yeah.
like I look at it and
Like
I'm
it's
like,
me, Reggie, Joanne, Janice.
I didn't even know you
Shelley.
two were a part of it. I thought it
Yeah.
was just Shelly, so I was
No,
like, it's
no.
just, I was like,
It
is
was-
Shelly
and
just?
Shelley and I tried to.
No, and last year, was it last year? We had a bunch of kids come, even though we said, like Maxine would come with her kids, right?
Yeah.
That was fine, but we also did put no kids allowed by
Yeah.
themselves without their parents,
Yeah.
because then it gets to be we're babysitters. And-
Right. You have to at least ask permission, right?
But
If
kids,
somebody
last
came-
year, we
yeah.
had more kids, but they were coming down by themselves, and we're just like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like, oh, my mom's busy, she's sleeping, or she's doing laundry or something, or, I said, but you still have to, because we're not babysitters here. And of course, we
Mhm.
ended up being babysitters.
Basically.
Don't do this, and don't touch this, and they're running around, like,
Yeah.
You know, it just got,
Yeah. So, but basically
so we have
things
to
like
make
that.
real rules, like if, you
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
like you're fine, you're over 16. But I
Mhm.
mean, these little kids coming down by
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah,
Right,
I
and it's,
don't-
and it's the difference of what you were talking about when you moved in, where if you were relying on each other, you asked permission, you would say, you know, hey, I need somebody to watch my kid, are you okay to do that, I'll watch your
Yes,
kid,
yes.
versus, I'll assume you're gonna watch my kid, but I'm not gonna ask permission, you know?
Right.
Big difference.
Like if it's like a function, like
Mhm.
the
Especially
basketball,
evenings.
then
like, I
yeah,
mean, it's
you
hard.
should be coming down with your parents, if you're like, say,
Mhm.
you know, 6,
Yeah.
5, 4,
Mhm.
Yeah,
like, you
Mhm.
know.
For sure.
yeah.
Or, and if somebody really wanted to see, if it was an event I was running, if someone came and asked, and I knew how long, who, do I know the kid,
Yes.
like all these sort of
Like
things.
you're not stuck with 5 or 6
Right.
kids running around and you
Right.
have to be their babysitter.
And if they ask, the kid sees that the parent cares
Yes.
enough, and there's
And then the parent can say, you
call
are
me
in
if,
charge.
yeah, call me
So-
if they give you a hard time, or
Yes.
whatever, you know,
And
stuff
then
like
you
that.
are in charge of,
Right.
like the child
Yeah.
knows right away, like,
Yeah.
this adult is in charge of you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think
So-
there has to be an age
Mm.
put on children
Mm.
because it's school.
Mm.
Yeah.
And they have such a hard time getting up the next day. And some of these games, if they go into overtime or something, they go till 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's way too late for a young
Mm.
child,
Mm. Mm.
right? And so if, like, Saturdays, it's usually the city goes crazy for Toronto Maple Leafs, so it would have to be a
Mhm.
hockey night if we did it on a Saturday. But yeah, like I've said, a lot of the games are Friday night.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do something set up like that, right?
Yeah.
Games usually start around 7.
Mm.
That way.
If they're
you know.
home, if they're away, that's different
Well, you know.
time zones,
True, true,
right?
true, yeah.
The home games, that's different.
Yeah.
What do you think? Anything else? Is there anything else you wish we had have asked that we haven't asked, or anything you'd like to volunteer that you think people should know about
I just-
co-ops?
I said, like, I think co-ops are great, and I think we need more of them,
Yeah.
Here,
definitely.
Yeah.
And great place to live, and I love it, like, I would never, ever leave here.
Yeah.
I even said one day as a joke, I said, if I did something wrong and you tried to evict me, I wouldn't go, I'd be hanging onto the door, I ain't going.
I think there has to
Not
be
that I
more
have.
knowledge about co-ops put out to people,
Yeah.
right? I think there has to be more reading material on co-ops to give them a specific, like people in general, like more newsworthy events about co-ops, what co-op life is like for people who really are in a situation that they can't. And I know the waiting lists are horrendous,
Well, that's why we
right?
need
And
more.
that's why we need more people that truly wanna come into a co-op. There's waiting lists of 2 years.
I think a lot of people too, they hear about co-ops and they like the idea, and they say, well, I'm gonna volunteer when I get in, and they write it on their application, and then they get here and they do nothing, and then you
Yeah.
try to like get them motivated, and they sit there and go, no, it's against my religion, or I don't do that, or I don't like this, well, why did
Yeah.
you put it on your application? Like, I think a lot of people sometimes just use it,
To get in.
I'm not saying everybody,
No,
but I'm
of
just
course
saying,
not.
I've had that experience where some people said, well, I'm not volunteering, I'm like, well, why did you, if
Yeah.
you don't like volunteering, why did you move here? Like, I don't understand, like, you know?
I think that's an important
And
part.
I think the more information they have, like by saying, you need to be motivated to live here, you need to like
Yeah.
want to help people, you need to want to learn, you want, you know, do things, care about your community inside and outside. Not just about yourself and your own family in your little four walls.
Mhm.
It's about other stuff too. And I think the more people that maybe understand that might not be like that.
Mm.
But when they hear like, oh, the rent's only this much, oh, but they know nothing of co-ops and they don't care to really.
Mhm.
So yes, more information out there to really let
And I'm
people
not
know.
just saying on our billboards and like in our lobby, I'm saying like really out there, like
Government.
newsworthy events, like CP24, channel,
that's
CTV's
government.
Channel 7.
What do you guys think about, like, you know, opening up events so that even just people on the streets around know what this
Yeah.
place is like opening up events?
Like I said earlier when you went,
Oh,
I asked, she asked the question that you had said.
Yeah.
And I said about the community, that when this building was first built, a lot of people didn't want it, because they're like, most of the people that live up Perth, they're old houses, they've been here for many years, their families, they've lived here, and they didn't want an apartment building that's going up in there.
Mm.
So a lot of people were kind of against it, and and then what happened was like, because we were community, we invited them to parties and we asked them, like, you can come to us if you have questions about what a co-op is, or what we do, what we're going to do, what we plan. So we'd invite them to our party, we'd have like block parties outside, and we'd invite them, have all the food, barbecues, everything. And they felt better, I could tell. Like there was, I know this one house across the street, sometimes when we'd have parties, they would say the noise, like, or sometimes it's just noisy with the kids playing in the park at night. So they felt comfortable enough to come to us and say, like, I can't sleep, I get up early. So we were glad because they felt comfortable to come to us, because they knew we were a co-op. We just weren't going to be a building who didn't care about the community. So I think.
Yeah.
And even if you wanted
Yeah.
to, like, encourage that atmosphere again, then maybe have a block party in the driveway in the back.
I mean, a lot of
right?
people know us now because we've
Yeah,
been here for a long
because
time,
we've
so
been
they know
here.
what we're all about,
Mm-hmm.
and that we do help the community and stuff. And like I said, we dedicated the park not just for our children, but for the whole community.
Mm-hmm.
So they know that we've done things, and they feel
so
more comfortable.
community members feel comfortable just bringing their kids for a play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just for our park,
Nice.
our children.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's open.
It was built on the premise that we couldn't just have it for us.
Mm,
It was built on the premise of that it was for the whole community,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that anyone next door and everyone comes to the park, like, well, not just
Nice.
our children, but like other children up the
As long as the
street.
kids were younger when they used to bring them, they used to bring them here for the swings, the slides and
Well, they
stuff
still
like
do.
that. They still do, but it could be generational now,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? Because I know a family that lives across the street and like their kids played in the park when they were small, and now their kids come.
Yeah.
Nice.
See, so it's kind of, it's that community, but yeah, you could do, like have an invitational block party.
And there's an event that I'm on the parent council at Perth, and there's maybe an educational reconciliation meeting that some parents I know are interested, and they're like, I don't know if we'll be allowed to come, and I'm like, I think we're allowed to invite you
Yeah.
guys to events, you
Yeah.
know, so,
Well, yeah,
yeah. So that could be neat too, yeah.
there's no reason why.
Yeah.
If you like, say, stage, an event,
Yep.
like it just could be Saturday, community welcome.
And trust me, like I told you the other night, you don't have to go through the door.
Mm-mm.
We welcome, you know, outside, and we welcome they have to have any suggestions or anything,
Mhm.
you know, we're not
Send out,
about.
like, put a table up with information about co-ops.
Mm.
And as they come in, give them the paper, like maybe we can set up something like a hot
Yeah.
dogs and do a little barbecue.
You know what I think people would be interested in? And it would be hard for me to do because I'm not a numbers person, but if somebody were to tell like a history of literally how to, so like like if people wanted to start a co-op, how? Like where do you start? And
Yeah.
like brass tacks, like where do you fundraise? Who do you write grants to?
I think
Like,
it's the government.
Right?
It's all done with the government.
Right? Like it
So,
might
yeah,
be.
that's
Yeah.
kinda, but yeah, the person that would know more information about that would be
Yeah.
Carmela.
Carmela.
But,
Mm.
I know some of it would be like I know when this co-op was, before it was built,
Mhm.
it was supposed to be a single mother
Yes.
co-op only, with children. No
Mm.
fathers, no men,
Mhm,
just
mhm.
like a single mother with children.
Got it.
But as it became, once it was built, it became a family, like anyone could move in.
Was it hard to fill the units?
That's what I don't know. I just heard that before it was built, that's what, whoever wanted this co-op here
Mm.
and put all their stuff in, their idea, I guess it was a bunch of women,
Mhm.
was single parents
Mhm.
and children.
Mm.
But then as it got built and people moving in, I don't know if it was because of that reason. I think
Yeah.
maybe it was just because, you know, ideas
Just
get
like
pushed
they have-
around and then they get
Yeah.
pushed out after. And it's like, well, we can't really do that, so let's just
Mm.
have everybody.
Maybe
Interesting.
kind of built it on the premise of like women's shelters, like
Mm.
abused women and
Mm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the initial
And
point.
then, yeah,
And then it just
before they
evolved
built it.
into more of
Yeah, it was
a
family, yeah.
family-oriented co-op.
I mean, we do have single mothers here with children.
Mhm.
We have everybody, families with
Yeah.
children, we have
Mhm.
single adults,
Yeah.
you know, roommates living
Yeah.
together, so we kind of have it all.
It's a co-op for everyone.
I'm so sorry to say this. I am running out of time.